He's a pussy, he's a bitch, and he runs.
Many believe David Benavidez is too big, too aggressive, and too dangerous for anyone at light heavyweight. But there is one man who truly has what it takes to hand Benavidez his first defeat, Dmitry Bivol. Because Bivol is more than just technique. It's a combination of ring IQ, speed, timing, and discipline that has broken even the most dangerous monsters in boxing. And now you're about to see how Dmitry handled the toughest opponents of his era. Versus Trent Broadhurst. The Australian entered the fight with 20 wins and only 1 loss. Tough, durable, heavy-handed. But Bivol only needed 1 round, 1 explosion, and Broadhurst was gone.
Broadhurst, Bivol here, but still early on in his career, and Broadhurst is bringing confidence. Not sure many believe in him. Just losing his foot in the off balance. Nothing landed, just feet coming together. We feel as rich as he looks, and how good he looks. Quality, sharp, solid, big puncher.
Got to ramrod of a jab as well. Technically very efficient. Broadhurst tries to get a right hand in. There's the judge of distance. Oh, and a beautiful right hand over inside a round. And Bivol explodes onto the world scene and retains his WBA title in emphatic fashion.
Versus Sullivan Barrera, a Cuban monster whose only defeat had come against the great Andre Ward. Many considered Barrera one of the most dangerous fighters in the division, but Bivol simply dismantled him, round after round. Cold, methodical, and in the 12th round, the fight was stopped.
Doesn't mean there aren't things your opponent can do with timing and using
Max. As we get ready for the end of round 1, Sergey Kovalev is considerably more prominent on a global level than he is against Sergey Kovalev. In the event, you'll be seeing Igor Mikhailov, Beterbiev, or the other big punchers in this division.
I'll tell you what, stuff for an up-and-coming prospect or up-and-coming light heavyweight.
that right hand on the button. Yeah, no one's scared in there.
No. 2 true professionals going at it.
But the one who made the point often, Jim, what separates fighters on the world-class level is
here in this round. Already, round 3, Bivol has tripled Canelo Alvarez and Gennady Golovkin beat.
the better technician and lands with more pop. So
Sullivan is showing a good job of,
because Bivol is so much quicker than him, is going a body attack, but he's not doing that. He's going all head. If he went to the body some, he could. So if Barrera was smart, he'd attack the body now and try to even this fight up.
Much faster hands could counter him upstairs.
He's running that risk anyway. See that? He's running that risk anyway, Jim. If you
boxing is just the way it works, because it's a one-on-one sport. When one fighter has, because Bivol has had to, taste his own blood. It's been
within the past couple of weeks.
Keep him up, keep him up.
Barrera kind of stumped, might have been on the belt line. There's a right hand upstairs. The fighter who got the worst of that headbutt was Sullivan Barrera.
Jim, it can't feel too bad either, though.
The hand speed is remarkable. I mean, you just don't see many 175-pound fighters who can put punches like this with the velocity and the style. Barrera in terms of landed punches and fights.
I like that, Jim. Humiliating.
He appears to try to get just a little breather in round 9. React.
Oh.
And now he comes back with a hard right hand of his own. Throws it again. 169.
Okay, Jim, I got a 90-81, 9 rounds to nothing, Dmitry Bivol. Jimmy's just outboxing him. The fight's been...
Fights are important no matter how.
A conscious realization on his part. This guy is durable and tough.
No, I don't think it was, Jim, because he still was at times when he saw much more because he's gotten 3.
And with a 3-punch combination, and then a stiff jab up the middle, and there's another stiff jab up the middle by Dmitry Bivol. Modestly, Max, but at the end of the day, you walk out of the room and there's no question.
You know he's confident, and he's really, this is the kind of, he would have been more impressive to
them a little bit younger, quicker, and more vibrant in there tonight.
Olympic boxing or amateur boxing, and in the international level, you notice it's Bivol, Barrera, Beterbiev. Stop me when you get to an American.
And I asked Bivol in the meeting, I said, we always talk here in the United States about how spectacular as amateurs. Do you folks in Russia feel the same way about the top of the amateur boxing world?
It also tells you if we have to get our amateur.
Down goes Barrera, and You could see Bivol thinking to himself, is Harvey Dock going to let him continue? No. It's a stoppage, and Bivol gets...
Earlier about he went at how Bivol seemed to go into boxing.
Versus Jean Pascal. A man whose power could shut anyone's lights out. Experienced, explosive, dangerous. But Bivol looked completely unfazed by the threat. 12 rounds of total domination.
Выиграл у одного новичка, у Стива Босса. Ну и вот у каждого свой бой и соперников. И взвешивание сейчас, конечно, по очкам. Все 12 раундов. Выиграл еще начали говорить, что вот, было. Начал терять. Бивол продолжает с дистанции. Постоянно не дают ему собраться. Планирован. Аудиторию. Создавать фанатскую базу. Его менеджера, его промоутера.
Versus Joe Smith Jr.
Former WBC International Heavyweight Champion, Joe Smith Jr.
A very powerful fighter, a true warrior with devastating power. He came forward like a lion, but Dmitry showed the difference in levels. This wasn't just the defeat, it was a masterclass.
You know, beat Bernard Hopkins, also beat. It's almost like you acclimatized to the power. When you get hit with a slow shot, looking to land a big right hand early on. Character, you know, doesn't show any respect, doesn't care about reputations.
Feels it.
Yeah, and I think that varying the power, varying the speed. Good right hand there from Bivol.
They just circle around each other in centre ring, moving straight
of Bivol.
And the fight warming up now. Bivol looking for right to the body there. Nice straight 1-2 snapped.
Bivol just landing a nice solid left hook counter there. Lovely 1-2 down the middle. Little feint. You're on, you know, you're under a lot of pressure.
And again, just dips his head and then looks to
just pulling out of range.
He just moves in behind the guard, and Bivol looked to try and pick him off on his way in. Certainly gave him a lot of encouragement. It's a few of these from Bivol, and has realised quite what a hard night's work this is going to be. Attempt to do that at some stage during this fight. He will throw caution to the wind, but trying to get busy with the jab there.
I think that's what's happened. Jumping in with the lead left hook there.
I wonder if it's been enough for him to win the round. It's quite difficult to see whether that landed clean or whether it was a glancing blow, but you can see from the replay there that
you know, get into a bit of a clinch. You don't want to, if you do come, you cannot afford to hesitate. You know, he's got to do this the hard way, as they say. He's got to make it a rough, tough, rugged affair. Win a technical warfare with Bivol.
And that jab.
Have his most success. Lovely right hand there from Bivol. Joe Smith, they're prepared to take pain. They've gone into the ring. They're mentally prepared.
Well, I was just musing on that myself, and actually, strange though it sounds,
great judge of distance. He needs to make it hot and heavy in there. He needs to make it untidy.
Second half of this fight scheduled for 12 world title defense.
Was there. Doesn't want to back up in straight lines though.
You've just been hit hard.
The most important thing when you get hit.
It's been made to miss all the time.
Absolutely, Andy. Tough guys like he mixes it up so well. He never becomes predictable or readable. Like I say, he's always faint.
Did have a bit of an effect, and it's now or never for him.
Lomachenko breaks people's hearts all the time, not necessarily because
the damage he done though was there, because sometimes you see a fighter came in from a long way out.
Yeah, looking to bang that very much in first gear. Lovely jabs there, head and body, then hooking off the jab.
It's Good left hand there from...
You're not going to break someone's heart by a war of attrition or something like that. You break someone like that.
Get all gung-ho and try and fight fire with fire.
To make you miss and then looking to make you pay. Lovely uppercut there.
Doesn't really realise the full extent of it, but I think Bivol there did.
Oh, Bivol landed a really good right hand on the bow.
Willing to take one, to land one. It's not getting hit. Long amateur career, 268 wins, 15 defeats. To the #1 spot, though. Maybe hasn't been quite as explosive as...
Shook Bivol, who I think, in hindsight, I think he was glad that was on the bow.
Joe Smith Jr., he's taken openings when they've...
I think it's a fight that both with matchroom. You know, Callum's 33 years old. Lovely right hand left hook there from Bivol.
It was all but there. We saw Callum Johnson earlier on dispose of Shawnee Monaghan. They just doubled Smith over and caused him to... Nice combination from Bivol. 10 seconds into, really pour it on. And shots getting through there, and maybe one just a little bit late.
The WBA light heavyweight champion of the world, Dmitry Bivol.
Versus Canelo Alvarez. Well, this one speaks for itself. Canelo Alvarez, the face of boxing, the betting favorite, a true monster of the sport. But Bivol outclassed him, outboxed him, and beat him convincingly.
But that fight was close on the scorecards at the time of the stoppage. More too predictable when he tried to throw that. They want to make Canelo thinking about that.
Around the guards. He had a little difficult time with Caleb Plant.
So the sheer volume of punches, jabs specifically, that Kovalev was throwing.
Up on punches as well.
But you can see when Bivol throws the 1-2s like this, he is scoring.
His back's touch the ropes, he's moving laterally. Canelo starts loading up, even if you block those shots.
Or get a flurry from Bivol.
Canelo is definitely a jam-packed type of power fighter. So his punches has a lot of time,
doesn't he?
Absolutely, but I wonder...
Canelo sit down.
What works for him? He's tapping them, trying to find the range, trying to see what punches he's...
A lot of power behind him, they're still having an effect.
Canelo's been sharp as he is.
I see the same thing, and I might even...
Canelo trying to down his arms, all these different things. Do you think that'll work?
You know what? We're going to find out.
Look at him go. Oh, my word, Bivol.
And Bivol's looking straight up the chest.
And he's looking to set this right hand up.
You know, Bivol's overall activity has dipped the last couple of rounds, but that flurry... Let's see if he goes back to the...
Focus. There you go, sir. Canelo
right hand. There's a right hand again, the uppercut for Dmitry Bivol. At this point, absolutely not. He seems unaffected. Plan coming in.
Exactly. See, he's blocking every punch. Look, he's landing like 4 punches in a row.
Bivol is throwing combinations. He's landing. He's having more success landing punches. Finishing off with a straight right hand is Bivol, and again he connects.
Aiming at the arm, the left arm of Bivol now. It's readying. That's exactly the game plan that Canelo had against Callum Smith.
All the while, Bivol is scoring with these counters. So Canelo needs to come.
But who knows what the judges are seeing. Well, this is a much better round for Canelo. He'll either need a couple of knockdowns or knockout to win this fight.
Again, pulls out with his footwork, pops him with that jab.
We asked Bivol during the fighter meeting.
Bivol has been doing this entire fight.
Can you imagine if Bivol can knock out Alvarez right away to get to Canelo?
And the reason he's finding a way is because it's doesn't smother himself.
Has to win the 12th round. Bruising body attack here from the face of Canelo Alvarez. Bivol looks
what he always does. He fights within himself. He doesn't get out of character.
That he can chew.
But it's being blocked. Bivol is accustomed to that power, and he's strong. He's a natural light heavyweight.
Tim Cheatham, Dave Moretti, Steve Weisfeld, who I consider the gold standard
over the last few rounds.
And history proves that it's hard.
And look at the punches through round 9. My word, 110 to 61. This is the second foray.
Fatigue. I don't know if it's the vegan diet.
Just too strong for Canelo Alvarez. 3 rounds. Let's check in with Chris Mannix.
To take on big challenges, fighting the best. He might have stayed behind that beautiful jab, not take any more chances. He did exactly what he needed. Strong, and most importantly, too smart.
Bivol having the performance of his life.
Staying in control, not giving up control.
Yeah, he's frustrated.
Bit off too much than he could chew here tonight.
I've never seen Canelo. They want to assure this victory.
He's seeing less of kind of power from Canelo.
A right hand scores for Bivol.
He's in a position to beat the champion of the world. Thinks that it takes brute strength to beat a brute puncher, but it takes finesse and a game plan.
And Sergio Bivol just doesn't. Canelo Alvarez was a big favorite, showed out, and may have just beaten.
He's still undefeated and still the WBA heavyweight champion of the world, Dmitry.
Versus Gilberto Ramirez.
Is the undefeated WBA #1 ranked contender, Gilberto Ramirez.
A massive giant with a 44-0 record. Undefeated, huge, dangerous. But Bivol completely broke him down technically. 12 rounds of total domination.
That's a good shot. Lovely fast hands there from Bivol.
Dmitry Bivol is in the middle of the ring, dictating the pace. Bivol throws punches and combinations. Ramirez under pressure.
Defensively.
Forget about the hook for now. Just think Bivol needs to get the. You don't take it.
What here?
But he's on the board. Ramirez. Good shot.
A lot of respect for Ramirez's power in Bivol's camp. Response too by Sullivan.
Yeah, he's trying to go forward.
Let his hands go. Of his punches are body shots.
Oh, good
just
strike.
Jumps up the way it has. It's Yuneski Gonzalez, who we fought a few fights.
He's measuring Zerto.
What was good about it? See the front foot, or we stepped over the left.
Ramirez have success in
left hook there from Bivol.
Yeah, Bivol stepping on the pressure. Let's see if Zerto. This is the fight.
He's always in the center of his stance, so his balance is.
Change here after that last round. Bivol really took over. There was a body shot on the inside. 2 or 3 punch combination. Bivol, Zerto blocking. He's throwing and landing more punches. They're down several rounds at this point.
He's there. You're there.
Like right now. Go for it. So confident. Inside, outside, against the ropes. Doesn't seem to faze him. There's a good one. been in this position before, Barry. Chrissy.
Good right hook though, but look at the response here from Bivol. There was some crunching right hands there, wasn't there, from Bivol?
Combination from Dmitry. Dramatic. And it's hard to do when you're facing the...
So lead right uppercut there from Ramirez to rattle off in response.
Championship round, Zurdo's got some work to do. He had a better round 10.
That's when he let his hands go.
There's a body shot for Zurdo.
Didn't let his hands go. Bivol was allowed to spin out and landed a combination of his own.
Round 11.
He's been really, really good throughout the course of this fight now. Canelo Alvarez wants Bivol.
Good shot. He's got the power and the tools, but can he get in the position to let the...
Is Bivol looking for the knockout? He might get it here in the 12th. He's
looking for the receiving end.
Right here, this is where Ramirez has to dig. Got to keep pushing.
90 seconds left.
Changing the distance, changing the range. He's hard to read.
Good right hand for Bivol. Slung it out to the bell. A masterclass from Dmitry Bivol, one of the...
Dmitry Bivol!
Versus Lyndon Arthur.
Light heavyweight champion of the world, Lyndon King Arthur!
At the time, Arthur had only one loss in a rematch against Anthony Yarde, and he was still considered a very dangerous fighter. But Bivol beat him so convincingly that for most of the fight, Arthur was simply standing on the ropes, guard closed, trying to survive all 12 rounds.
Arthur in half, boom, right there. That's going to open up all the other shots. You can expect
more consistent jab. He throws it more, just caught him with a left hook.
It's almost as if he's trying to walk. He's still in it.
Right hand.
And
I'm not gonna challenge you.
He's still trying to find a win. You see what I'm saying?
So much jab from Arthur.
Versus orthodox, but there's a big foot battle, front foot battle between these two.
Demonstration there of just putting the shots out there. Nice right hands once.
That's not in Bivol. He has 2 gears, right? But those 2 gears are enough. He's that talented. It's the jab.
It's a winning formula.
He is putting a little more pressure. Overhand right. Trying to get those gloves to come down.
This place on fire. Again, just getting a little close.
Here is where Bivol should be unleashing with uppercuts and body shots. That's what Anthony Yarde had success when he stopped Lyndon Arthur.
Jab, that was a sharp jab.
This is good work. Is he going to let Bivol, or excuse me, let Arthur off the ropes? He's going to work it. Oh, body shot.
That's what I've been calling for, the body shots. Sometimes when you can't get the headshot, go downstairs. Anthony Yarde stopped him.
So Bivol.
He touches him to the body again.
There it was. And here he goes. He recharged his batteries, as Chris said.
15 seconds to go.
Arthur, to his credit, is going to go 12 full rounds.
Versus Malik Zenad, an undefeated and very confident opponent. He talked too much before the fight, and it seems he only made Bivol angry, because inside the ring, Dmitry gave him a beating. Brutal, cold, merciless.
Start from Zenad.
He doesn't look intimidated.
Never gets carried away with anything.
Opponents, listen to this. In 95, Zenad's had moments of success with opponents in front of him all the time.
That little jerky. Bivol's never going to take that.
A good idea.
5 of the last 100 rounds he's fought.
It didn't hit the target a bit, but that dipping down so on that left hook.
Boy, it's just so heavy. Certainly better than the first. Trying to bark at Bivol. I don't think Bivol's going to listen to that. Those hands just pop back into this defensive posture after he throws a punch. Coming into this fight, Bivol.
To the corner.
Bivol just so good defensively.
I think that's in his last fight in Australia.
It doesn't look like it, but this is so...
Bivol won't be enacted.
Total punches.
Again, what Darren said, just that pressure, that constantly... And he's flicking it out constantly, making Bivol just...
Bivol's outlanded him by 14 punches. Fight against Bivol had to take his place.
Bivol has better feet than people give him credit for. He's not just a puncher.
Ruptured meniscus in his knee.
The lead left hand, but loose right.
Defensively, look at Bivol.
Not by much, though, to be honest.
This year, as Beterbiev recovers, Danny Dubois used some cuss words this week, and he doesn't use bad words, does he?
He's in that corner. You know, a lot of these jabs are landing.
Again, I think Bivol's got to get a little bit lower.
Here it is.
Just to try and frustrate Bivol a little bit. Try and get... Maybe Bivol makes a mistake now, comes out too fast.
Too low.
Good right hand again.
Good opening minute and a half for Zenad.
Hardly any money traveled to his opponent's hometowns.
He's waving Bivol up. Oh, good right hand though from Bivol.
For him, a very impressive performance, coming in at such late notice.
Into his Instagram DMs.
He needs to start setting that double jab from Bivol. He's used it a few times.
Not bothered at all, Zenad.
He's sold himself a bit, hasn't he?
Remained undefeated, 22-0 with 16 KOs.
This is his moment.
Travel to make a living and to make a name.
Used to step on the gas when he had opportunity.
Now he needs to maintain that now.
Well, I would just like to see Bivol just go through the gears.
Right hand, and that button is later, and he's ready to go.
It was a very, very impressive finish.
Hey, credit to Dmitry Bivol.
The shot
does not miss.
And it all started when you mentioned with the feet.
And we got to give him credit. You mentioned
Chris would be asking for a retainer.
Versus Artur Beterbiev.
Light heavyweight champion of the world, Artur Beterbiev.
After their first controversial and disputed fight, Bivol made adjustments, and in the rematch, he neutralized the most feared knockout artist of the modern era, Artur Beterbiev, the man who broke everyone. But against Bivol, even Beterbiev looked lost.
back on the ropes.
Just needs to get that right foot across.
He can throw the left hook, he square himself.
Sometimes go the same way. Occasionally, they're very, very
away. It's a bit much rival now. That right hand. See there, just catching Bivol.
the stretch. Controversial. Some of the Beterbiev.
With the counter attack, Stevie. That was better one from Beterbiev there.
Bivol into the corner.
Go to the left with that head. Just takes himself off the line. Good there though. I still think she just the right side over the top. Just slow his legs a little bit here.
Beterbiev.
The next move.
Just staggers and he's not always that busy because he doesn't have to be. Because
his performance.
Shakes it off.
See what the right foot done there, just stopped Bivol.
And talking about being global, here we are, Beterbiev, but back he goes again, seeking revenge. A seesaw battle. Beterbiev cuts him up. It's that sort of fight, it's close. Just hasn't had that.
Right to the body. Beterbiev, you think Bivol might be fake?
There's the AI judge as well.
Coming from Bivol here is breaking. Beterbiev wants to love this, the reaction.
From this is Dmitry Bivol. It's something to voice it.
This contest in this round, it needs a knockout.
Score something. Bivol.
Could have played out any better.
New undisputed Dmitry